Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey, it's John. It's Thursday afternoon. This is a Jimmy Kimmel bonus. I think we'll start to ramp down from the constant Jimmy Kimmel bonus episodes as the news settles in, but I do like to gauge the temperature of what I call the civilians. These are the people in normal life who aren't listening to daily comedy news. They're not comedy snobs, and they were still talking about Jimmy Kimmel today. So I figured let me do one more in here. Then I think we'll get back to a normal schedule, although on Sunday I have Julie Seaboss. She produced the new Marc Maron documentary, so I'm going to drop that into the feed on Sunday. We'll get to that. Jimmy Kimmel's show on Tuesday night. 6.26 million total viewers, despite not airing on 23% of U.S. television households because of the whole, Nexstar Sinclair thing. During the 2024 to 2025 season, that was September to May, Jimmy Kimmel's average viewership was 1.42 million. Again, the other night got 6.26 million. I don't have final Wednesday night numbers yet, but as of 10 a.m. Wednesday morning, the Wednesday night monologue, so that's night 2, the Wednesday night monologue had 3.5 million views. The Tuesday night monologue, his first night back, was closing in on 20 million views on YouTube. On Wednesday night, Jimmy Kimmel in his monologue said, "Moments after we taped our show last night, the Mad Red Hatter wore, I can't believe they gave me my job back. I can't believe we gave you your job back." Good joke. Kimmel again. He says, "I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. Only Donald Trump would try to prove he wasn't threatening ABC by threatening ABC." Another good joke. Kimmel, one more time. "This was his big closer. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings." And he does know bad ratings. He has some of the worst ratings any president has ever had. So on behalf of us all, welcome to the Crappy Ratings Club, Mr. President. I'm doing a quick Google search here of the words Kimmel Trump. I don't think the president has addressed the situation today on Thursday. JD Vance suggested that the FCC chairman, he was just kidding. It was just a joke. Right. Sure, Jan. A reporter asked about free speech implications. Vice President JD Vance said, "What people will say is, didn't the FCC commissioner put out a tweet that said something bad? Well, compare the FCC commissioner making a joke on social media. What is the government action that the Trump administration has engaged in to kick Jimmy Kimmel or anybody else off the air? 0. What government pressure have we brought to bear to tell people that they're not allowed to speak their mind? 0. Hang on there a second. Now, I'll let the lawyers parse the language on what social media is or not. Commissioner Carr was on Benny Johnson's podcast. Is a podcast social media, or is a podcast a podcast? Like right now, I think I'm doing a podcast and I'm not on social media right now, but I'm not a lawyer. Anyway, whatever Benny Johnson's thing is, Commissioner Carr said, frankly, when we see stuff like this, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead. Now, going back to Vice President Vance's comments, well, compare the FCC commissioner making a joke on social media. What is the government action that the Trump administration has engaged in to kick Jimmy Kimmel or anybody else off the air? 0. Hold on a second there, Vice President Vance. President Trump on social media, and President Trump's social media actually is social media. The president's account wrote, "The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled." There, again, I'll let the lawyers parse the sentence. The sentence before is, "I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled." I believe personally, perhaps, possibly, maybe, that the pronoun his is referring to Jimmy Kimmel. It's possible that the president was referring to Henry Winkler. At some point, Happy Days was canceled. It's possible that's what he meant, but as I'm reading it, my non-legal interpretation, personal opinion, what do I know, dummy in the basement, I think he's referring to Jimmy Kimmel there. The vice president said, "What is the government action that the Trump administration has engaged in to kick Jimmy Kimmel or anybody else off the air? 0. What government pressure have we brought to bear to tell people that they're not allowed to speak their mind? 0. We believe in free speech in the Trump administration. We're fighting it every day to protect it." Now, compare that to the Biden administration. Now, Deadline got into an interesting business standpoint. Kimmel is back, but how long can Nexstar and Sinclair keep him sidelined? I've heard a lot of interesting things about this. One broadcast executive told Deadline, "It depends how crazy it gets. It depends who fights the legal battle and whether ABC wants to go after them, the affiliates, in some way, shape, or form, how aggressive they want to get. ABC will turn the other cheek for a while until they don't want to turn the other cheek anymore." A broadcast executive talked about a typical agreement. Now, normally, the local station has rights to preempt up to a certain amount of times unless it's in a national emergency. If the stations exceed that number, they lose rights to air that show, and the network can shift the show and its affiliated station elsewhere in a given market. So as I understand this, listening to podcasts such as The Town, that number might be around 15, that you can just preempt Jimmy Kimmel's show 15 times because reasons. And then after that, ABC could say, you don't want to air Kimmel? Okay, we're giving it to the other channel. And then ABC can cut whatever deal they want with the other channel. There are exceptions. As I understand this, again, a little outside my expertise here, may be completely wrong, but as I understand it, say there was a terrible earthquake and you were doing earthquake coverage, and therefore you didn't want to air Jimmy Kimmel because the news superseded the Jimmy Kimmel show. That's something you could do. There is a public interest cause, so you could say Jimmy Kimmel's not in the public interest, so that possibly perhaps maybe could give you an out. But I heard a counter-argument that said, you've been airing Jimmy Kimmel for 23 years. Apparently, it is in the public interest. So that again, we'll let the lawyers fight that one out. One of the questions, could ABC tell these stations, all right, no Monday Night Football for you, no SEC football this weekend. Sucks to be you. I believe that's the same argument in reverse of what is the agreement between the affiliate and the station, that they would have the rights. You can't just take the stuff away, but again, I'm not expert in this. But as a media executive, I do find it fascinating. Roseanne Barr, not happy that Jimmy Kimmel is back. You may recall, ABC removed Roseanne Barr from the air a few years back. She says, it just shows how they think. I got my whole life ruined, no forgiveness, all of my work stolen, and called a racist for time and eternity for racially misgendering someone. It's a double standard. You may recall in May 2018, Roseanne Barr published a social media post about former Barack Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett. I'm going to read you the words from the post. They are horrible. I don't come to offend. I'm going to quote them verbatim. In the May 2018 post, Barr wrote that Jarrett was equivalent to, quote, Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby. Roseanne Barr deleted and apologized for the comment. ABC canceled the Roseanne reboot. Looking back at those days, Roseanne Barr claimed that Jimmy Kimmel called me a racist, even though I said repeatedly, which they repeatedly censored, that it was a mistake. I thought the woman was a white woman from Iran. And with everybody canceling Disney Plus because they were mad, this seems the perfect time to raise prices. Yeah. Disney Plus with ads going up $2. So for just $11.99 a month, you can get Disney Plus with ads. If you want no ads, it's going up $3 to $18.99 starting October 21st. Way to read the room. And there are reports that some self-described pro-democracy organizations sent a letter to Bob Iger on behalf of 2 shareholders demanding details about ABC's decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel. The letter on behalf of the Disney shareholders requested the production of internal Disney documents and communications related to the decision to take Kimmel off the air for a week. Having been at big companies over the years, boy, I hope nobody wrote an email and I hope nobody texted. I hope everybody picked up the phone there. The groups contend Kimmel's suspension is a potential violation of Disney's obligations to shareholders. The group claims that Disney stock suffered significant declines. Shares of Disney dropped 3.3% from September 18th to the 23rd, however, closed up 1.05% on Wednesday. Earlier today at noon, I dropped a different bonus episode with Gianmarco Ceresi. I hope you check that one out. This will be it for today, barring scary thing happening that I'm not expecting. And then we'll try and get back into normal mode with a normal episode on Friday morning and Saturday morning and Sunday morning. And then Sunday afternoon, we'll do the bonus with Julie Seabaugh, who produced the Marin documentary. I really appreciate you guys listening. This is a lot of fun to do, and I'll see you tomorrow.